Darkness falls, and with it, the truth emerges. In a world where the line between fact and fear is blurred, beneath the surface of forgotten towns and restless graves, hide secrets soaked in blood and whispers that never die. From the chilling depths of true crime to the unexplained shadows of the paranormal, we dive into the stories that haunt both past and present. Welcome to Realm of Darkness.
Yo, Ashley, how's it going?
Well, I'm not 100% sure yet. How's it going for you?
I mean, I never really know what's going on, so we just wing it. We're good.
We do. You know what? We're getting really good at winging it. So, just to give everybody a heads up, we were supposed to have Patti Negri on tonight. We do have some technical difficulties going on. So, this may be, as Nate calls it, our realm detour, where we are going to wing it and we're going to tell you everything we've been up to until hopefully, fingers crossed, Patti can get everything up and working. So, in the meantime, Nate, how have you been?
I've been very, very, very busy.
Yes.
With all sorts of stuff going on, but good stuff.
Yeah. Well, I do have to give you props. So, we recently investigated a new location. We were actually the very first team in the location to investigate. And I swear you beat record time. You reviewed all the footage, all the evidence, and you had an episode put together 100% in 2 weeks with reels and bloopers and all this stuff on top of working like 50 some hours. So kudos to you.
Thank you. It was, I mean, you had to do your part too. I made you watch all the static cameras in record time as well. So
I did. I watched.
We got it all done and it's ready. It's gonna actually we're debuting it tomorrow night right on YouTube here.
So yes, so it will drop 9 o'clock Eastern time?
Yes.
On YouTube. And yes, you did. You definitely had me finish all of the static cams. And I think one camera alone ran for like 17 or 18 hours because it never died and it didn't shut off. So that was a lot of evidence to review.
Yeah, it's a lot of just watching the watching what might not happen anyway. So it's like finding a needle in a haystack. You did find a couple things. I'm not going to say what it is because it did make the episode. So
yes, there were a couple things that we found. There were some things that happened that I wasn't expecting. I know we can't say too much about it, but without giving anything in the episode away, the location that we're talking about is the Masonic Temple that is in McCutcheonville, Ohio, that it just opened for bookings like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I think we were in there the first Friday or Saturday that it was open.
They opened it like Tuesday for booking and we were there that Sunday. So
that's right. So without giving too much away, what was your kind of perceived going into it versus what happened?
So it's always so tough when you don't really know much going into a place because it's brand new. There's not like you could watch videos or anything like that. So it was kind of like going in blindfolded and just seeing what was going to happen. And I mean, sometimes that's fun because it's not too often in what we do that you go to a place for the first time and nobody's really gone and giving you any info or anything like that. There's no videos to watch. So for me, that was exciting because I mean, we're able to test ourselves and, see what we could pick up on that, nobody could tell us anything about anyway. So
yeah. Yeah, and I agree with you too, because I think when we do locations that are, I don't want to say oversaturated because that sounds really bad, but when we do these locations that every investigator in the field has been to numerous times, you already have that preconceived notion. You already know what hauntings to expect. So you're right. It's like we go into it almost expecting certain things. Um, and with this, we had nothing. We had nothing because the only people that really investigated it were the owners, and they didn't do a full-on investigation. So we didn't have like, oh, legend says that, you see figures in this hallway, or you see, this happened in this room. And we really went in blind and had to really understand what we were experiencing.
Yeah, and we experienced some stuff, so I'm leave it at that. We'll everybody can watch tomorrow night and see for themselves what we found and what we had happen. And I see Katie's in the chat. Katie Peak was with us. Katie Peak, Jeff Fent, you, me, and Tom, the gang. We were all there.
Yeah. And you know what? I think we posted pictures on Facebook. One of the cool things about, I always love investigating with Jeff. Jeff, I always say, is like a magnet, and crazy things happen with him. But one of the coolest things I think for the night was, Katie had just gotten her box. I brought my Fent box, and then Jeff brought, I think, like 3 or 4 boxes of his own.
3 boxes, yeah.
Yeah, and his boxes and mine, he specifically built and custom made. And then the one that Katie had was kind of a partnership of making a box. I don't know if she wants us to say it, so I won't say too much. But having all those different boxes, and I think throughout the night we used 4 out of the 5.
Yeah, we swapped them out a lot, yeah.
And every box acted and responded differently, which was really cool.
Yeah, I mean, some of the responses we got too, you'll see in the episode, were like intelligent, really smart, like made sense to things we were asking, and it was crazy. It was fantastic.
It 100% was. Sorry, I will probably be checking my phone throughout the episode to see if we're getting anywhere with this stuff. But it was really cool. And I know, like, the different tones of the boxes, like some were happy, some were angry, some were this, some were that. So it was cool. And one of the fun things is this town is hold on one second.
You're fine. I saw the light turn on behind you.
Yeah. Well, and
your house is haunted. What's going on?
No, it's my son, but he is notorious for not shutting the bathroom door. And I was going to save you guys from hearing whatever he's going to be doing in there. So that's why I was like, hold on. But no, one of the cool things is it's the location's in a tiny little town, and there's a really cool store right by it that we had all went to. There was a little restaurant, and then even that little cemetery.
Yeah.
And that's not in the episode, so we can talk about that.
I mean, what was Deceased Vintage? Was that the name of the store?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah. I mean, talk about off the wall and crazy stuff they had. So, like, if you're definitely in the area to investigate the temple, highly recommend going there as well, because they had a little bit of everything. She told us, like, just a few weeks before we were there, they had, like, an actual, like, used coffin for a child that somebody bought. Just oddities, antiques, and all sorts of stuff.
What about that thing in the corner when you first walk in and I was like freaking out, and I had to show you and Tom?
That doll thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what that was, but there was a sign on it that said "Do not touch." So, but
and it said "Do not touch. It follows home those who do." And I was like,
no, I'm not touching it. My hands are hanging in my pocket.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna. I would have paid Tom to touch it though, but he did not. He absolutely did not.
Touch it. Tom did refuse to touch it.
He.
I tell you what though, like that place, I got vibes there too. So like, if they ever let anybody investigate that, like going down into the basement, I got to the last step, and I'm like, oh, something doesn't feel right here.
And you know what's really funny is So Katie and I had shown up a little bit early,
Mhm.
and we were kind of walking around the store before you and Tom got there, and we had gone to the basement.
Mhm.
And it was like right at the bottom of the stairs. Katie looked like turned and looked at me because she was first. And she had this look on her face. I'm like, okay. And
Mhm.
I walk around and I was like, I feel like I just got scratched. And
Mhm.
even she's like, yeah, something doesn't feel right down here. And we never told you guys that.
No.
And then when you showed up,
Mhm.
I believe Katie and I were in the back of the store looking at these boxes and things, and you guys went downstairs and you instantly came up and was like, "Oh, I don't like it down there. There's something not good down there." So it
Something's
was just cool that everybody kind of like felt the same thing, but without being together.
Yeah. 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 I mean and that's kind of the way we operate too. We all, just say what you're feeling. It's, you might be wrong, but if it cooperates with what other people are feeling, it's good. But I mean, they like the stuff they have there too. It's a lot of antiques and stuff like that. So like the whole deal with antiques and things being attached. The story, how the stories go. No, I don't think everything's going to have an attachment.
Right.
But there's possibly things there, like they had old wedding dresses and like old like trunks and stuff like that used to belong to people. And I mean, there's a lot of energy there. There's a lot of energy.
Yeah.
100%.
Well, and one of the things that we ended up actually, Katie saw it when we were walking around before you guys got there, is there was actually this massive flag. It was kind of behind one of those really giant mirrors. And we were looking at the tags of things, and even the flag said that it was from a Masonic temple. And we were wondering if it was from the one that we were investigating or if it was from a different one. So it was interesting to kind of just see everything they've got there.
I know. So we could talk about it because they posted it on Facebook and stuff. But there's on the second floor of the temple, there's an actual like human skeleton that's in a coffin and all this stuff. And apparently, what the one guy was telling us is they got it from that store down the street. So it's one of those things where, like, that's the kind of stuff that this place has. So you never know what you're going to find if you walk into a place like that.
Right. Well, so yeah, since it's been posted, why don't you talk about some of the interesting things that are in the temple that do kind of make a small appearance in the episode?
Obviously, like the skeleton. I don't talk about it in the episode, but we stayed the night there. The only thing you'll hear me say is I didn't sleep very much, and I told you guys off camera that I kept waking up thinking, "Geez, there's an actual human skeleton above me right now, and I'm trying to sleep with it. It's crazy. It's crazy to me." But one of the other things that is there that definitely has some kind of energy attached to it. There's a bathtub, and it belonged to Carl. I can't remember his last name, but he is.
Sorry, talking to Patty. I'm listening.
He's infamous for being, possessed is the word.
Yes.
While he was staying at Bobby Mackey's, so I know they ended up getting this bathtub, and it's in this temple now. And they're going to recreate the bathroom as far as what they told us and what they posted on Facebook. They're going to recreate the bathroom. No, me and Katie didn't sleep at all that night, but
well, yeah, you guys did not. I have to say, normally out of the group, I'm one that's kind of like the light sleeper in these locations, and you guys stuck me like dead end, like on the end of all of you. Katie was in the middle. Tom was sandwiched between Katie and the couch, and then you were on the couch. Yeah. And I remember thinking, like, if anything pops off, like, I'm done. I am first in line. If something comes at us, if there's shadows, whatever, I am full just ghost bait right now. Yeah. And I still slept so good. There were a couple of times that I woke up to shadow, like, and I being in that half awake, half asleep, you can't really say, oh, there she is. Hold on, let's bring her in. Hello.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I got stuck in town and I didn't have anything with me. I'm like, I think it's at this. Oh my God. My
No, don't apologize. We just started laughing and we're like, you know what? We're just gonna wing it until she can join, and then we'll jump into the show.
Yay! That is good. Mercury retrograde. I'm just going to take that. No, I take full responsibility.
No. But I'm so glad that you're able to join. So for people who are watching, so Patti is actually joining us at the Underworld Culture Con in September. So we've kind of been talking back and forth. There's a lot of really great things that are going to be happening. You're actually doing not one, but you're doing 3 different events at the con. And I know that one of them is going to be that midnight seance in the haunted trolley.
Always.
But I am really excited about, because I heard, from what I've heard, the hotel that we're at for the con is haunted because it's an old train station.
Good. Yeah, trains make things haunted, the tracks, the thing, all of it. It's a conduit. So
is it? So do you think that with the location being haunted and all the people that are going to be there, do you think that it's going to be a little bit more active than what we might be expecting?
Probably it usually is. Plus the way that I work with, like during the seance of lifting the veil, it literally invites in spirits with respect, with love. Plus the way I lift the veil, everybody is more intuitive than they think they are. You're more psychic. If you don't think you're psychic, well, you will be for the next hour or two. If you think you're a little bit, you'll be a lot for the next hour or two. That's why people like to bring me in. It's like, come on, guys. So yeah, I think it will.
Yeah, and I'm excited about that. Nate hasn't got to see it, but I've got to see it at a couple different locations, and at Hanover Tavern where you lifted the veil, and it's so weird, but you can feel it. And I was telling Nate that, and like, even if like people who don't have abilities were like, "Did you feel that?" And everyone's like, "Yes."
Yeah, so, it's out there. And it's just again washing the windows a little bit. I always say I open the windows and then I close the windows, but even when we open and close, we wash the windows. So people keep extra intuitive, all their senses seem heightened for the next few days. Their dream life gets good. It's fun. They can learn to do that all the time.
So I know that you realized that you had these abilities at a really young age. How did you know that you could lift the veil and really communicate with spirits on a different level?
I just did. I was literally talking like 4 or 5, not even kindergarten, talking to spirits. I didn't think it was weird. I thought everybody could. I personally do think kids have the gift. It just gets taught out of us in our modern, Western, complete logical, left brain focused world where the magic is gone. But I just knew that I was obsessed with the dead, but it wasn't dark or morbid. And I just knew they had a lot to say. So I literally, my first seance, I was 7 or 8 years old in my little suburban Long Beach, LA area home, stuffing towels under the doors in the hall where there were no windows. Didn't even know any dead people. I'm like, Marilyn Monroe, John Kennedy, anybody you know at 7 or 8 who's dead. Filled with orbs and lights and shadows and sounds. And I was screaming and jumping up and down at the same time as I ran out of the house going, this is real and this is controllable. So I've studied it and done it my whole life.
That's so
they have a lot to say. Dead have a lot to say.
Yeah. No, we haven't really ever talked about seances and stuff like that on the show. Could you kind of describe what a seance is for people that may not know?
Yeah, a seance is literally speaking with the dead on the other side. It got people have done this forever, going back to ancient Greece, but seance is the style that I do, that we mostly do. Got really popular in the spiritualist age, in the Victorian age, that the Fox sisters and all that. Again, and there was a lot of charlatans within that, but there was a lot of legitimate within that. The whole spiritualist church was born of talking to the dead, learning to table tip and knock and all that. And I just kind of knew how to do it. Even some of the things I say are from old spirits. Some of the things I say are from that old spiritualist time. I'm half my little elemental witch, calling the air and fire and the water and the earth, working with my dragons, and then there's a place where we all go where now the frost and cold winds blow. That's straight out of spiritualism.
Mhm.
So it's cool. So it's going to be fun because trains really do have a magic to them. It's the energy of the track and on the land and the movement and the repetitive movement back and forth. Yeah.
I can't wait. And I know poor Nate has heard me say a million times, like, this is one of the events that I am so excited for this year, just because of the people that are going, the different, like the seance. And then I know you're also doing the occult magic of doll craft.
Yes.
And you're doing You Are Magical, Unleashing Your Power. And it's bringing so many different people together, but also teaching them about themselves. So it's different.
It'll be very, very fun because dolls are so popular now. Look, you go into any haunted place, they have a doll room now. It was a prison. Do you have a doll room? No, but you do now. Yeah. And everybody who collects all these adults like us, men, women, want to see my doll collection or my haunted doll collection? It's like there is some proper care and feeding to these things if you don't want them to drain your energy at very least. So I just decided somebody had to do a book on it. And it combined my world of my magical, witchy world of puppets and magical, my book on dollcraft of making puppets for love and health and family success, and haunted dolls, to take care of. So that's going to be a really fun class.
Yeah, that's one that I'm going to sneak away to because I think it's interesting. And I do love that you brought up that having a haunted doll is not how social media makes it. Like, you can't just get a doll, it's haunted, and you put it on a shelf and forget about it. There are proper ways to take care of them. Yes. And can you kind of go into that a little bit?
Yeah, it's get to know your doll. And again, and even because people are taking advantage of people now, and people are getting ripped off on supposed haunted dolls. It's like, if this one eBay seller has had like 900 haunted dolls, really, if they got 900 haunted, maybe they're a good storyteller, has bought this poor little girl who died in the but you might do way better at a thrift store or antique store and then feel it out for yourself. Or I teach people to call in spirits. But they do, like Belle, my little girl back here, my main girl, who's actually on the back of my book. There was a negative spirit. I got that out. I knew there was a good spirit, but at first she drained energy. So I had to keep a sack of the herb rue in her hand. Otherwise she gave people angst and agita and all sorts of stuff. Keep with the rue. So there's millions of protection and guiding and guarding things, because at very least they will drain your energy, make you tired. They could make you sick. And be careful around animals and children and elderly, because the weakest are going to get drained first. That's not what you want to bring into your house. Believe me, a positive haunted doll is just as spooky and just as fun as a negative. They still wink at you. They move around the house. You hear footsteps upstairs when you're downstairs. But again, it's not going to be, making you sick.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I want anything negative in my house. I would only want the positive.
I had one that was in my house. It was a doll too, but it was like a statue doll. It was given to me by a client, like a rock star client, and it was fine. For 2 years, I must have had it. All of a sudden, I noticed I'm not spending any time in my office. I'm in right now. I love my little office. Why am I not? And I'm looking around. I go, sorry about that. Oh, it's you. So let me just stop right now. It's not answering. Mercury's retrograde. Not seeing me answer. Sorry.
No, you're okay.
I'm like, oh, it's you, this little doll. So I'm not going to have that in my home. I have a dog, I have a cat, I have a husband. Me being me, I called Zach Bagans. I go, I have this thing. It's too dark to have in my house. Do you want it? And he goes, show me a picture. I guess showed him a picture. He goes, ooh, that's a nail fetish hate doll. Yeah, I want it. I took it to Vegas the next day. It started acting up that night, but it's in a perfect place. Nobody lives there, no family. You don't sleep there. People go there to have the haunted experience. So it's in a perfect place.
Yeah. Now, with a place like his museum, are you able to go in there and be okay? Because I feel like that would be so overwhelming, and they would see you coming in like a beacon and just pounce, like, listen.
Yeah, they do. And Peggy the doll, again, doll. I'm the only person who's done a seance with her. She's given 2 people heart attacks. I walks in, she curses at me. It's like, "Hi, Peggy, you look so pretty today." It's like, rah, rah, rah. Oh, naughty word. No, but I am the queen of the on-off switch. Even when I teach my mediumship classes at my school, the first thing I teach you, develop your gift, is have an on-off switch. When I was a little kid, I didn't want to go around seeing dead grandmas in the grocery store. So when I was a kid, I walked with my thumbs inside my hands. People made fun. It's like I was sucking my thumb with my fingers. That's really one reason I wear these gloves all the time. This is not a fashion choice. This is like my layer of protection, even when I'm working now. I don't have to walk around like this anymore, even without the gloves. These are just an added thing. But on off, make it simple, like old-fashioned lights. It on off. On makes on that much stronger. Okay, I'm talking to the dead now. Woo! When you have the bigger division between on and off, both are stronger. And then off, I go to the grocery store and I get to go buy produce. I don't want to talk to somebody's dead. Nope. So when going into music, of course, in the museum, I don't turn everything off because that's what we're there for. But I'm in pretty good control.
That's incredible. Yeah, I feel like being able to have those abilities in everyday life, if you didn't turn it off, would have to be exhausting and almost slightly annoying. Like, I don't know. I would just be crazy. So after all of these years of being in the paranormal and experience and all the different spirituality things that you've experienced, which is more than just spirits. I know that you talk about elementals and fairies and dragons and all of it. Is there something that you believe in today that you would say that you didn't actually believe in or hadn't experienced maybe 20 years ago?
Oh, what a great question. I just think I've developed deeper understanding and deeper relationships but honestly, the more I learn, the more I know I don't know, because our little human brains are kind of small. I don't know. Like, I don't believe there's time and space on the other side of the veil. So I could be reincarnated and watching my dog and buried somewhere and all of the above, no time and space. And I've experienced with spirits so many times. If we can go to the past and go to the future, but that's hard for us to comprehend. So even looking at the afterlife, again, I'm pretty comfortable with spirits, elementals and angelic realm, the demonic realm and all that. I don't know a whole lot yet, and not that I have an experience with the extraterrestrial run, so much to learn. My best thing of my belief system so far is almost like the ancient Sumerian. They kind of believed you kind of created and went to the afterlife that you believed in, kind of like the Matrix, like you create it. If you're looking for the pearly gates, you're going to get those pearly gates, even if you're also reincarnated and doing everything along the way. So it just seems there's always going to be mystery there. And I hope we never solve all the mysteries. How boring would life be if we knew everything?
Exactly. Yeah, we're never going to find everything. Bigfoot's still out there somewhere. So there's a whole bunch of stuff that we're waiting to find yet. There's a whole bunch of stuff.
But I like that though. I agree. I hope, everybody wants science to prove everything, but I think it takes the mystery out of it. It takes, the excitement out of it. So I agree. I hope that we never truly discover everything, because then what do you have to look forward to?
And I don't think we will. Though I do love that science and spirituality are crashing together with all the quantum sciences and stuff. And I like the confirmation of all the technology, especially in the paranormal. Like I could be, and I say this all the time, I could be I'm doing a seance or a gallery, and I'm going to go, there is a ghost doing jumping jacks on the table. You believe me or you don't believe me? Okay, fine. But now there's somebody in another room who can't see or hear me with an SLS camera, and there's a little green stick man doing jumping jacks on the table. It's like, yes. Or I get a name and then they get a name. And it's just like, I love those kind of confirmations of tech, but other than that, I'm not a tech girl. Yeah.
So in some of the experiences that you've had, because you have been all over the place, you've been on Ghost Adventures, Portals to Hell, multiple TV shows, podcasts, all kinds of things.
All my YouTubers. I love all
the YouTubers. I mean, if you put your name into Google, it is a
Ah,
lot of things that pop up. What would you say is probably like the funniest thing to ever happen during an investigation that maybe didn't make it to TV or an episode?
there's two things. One is the scariest place I've ever been, which is the Cecil Hotel, which I did with Ghost Adventures, a two episode special, and I did 4 episodes with Elton Castay and my overnight crew that I work with a lot for years now. But we were working that might have been the first time I worked with Matt Rife, who, the comedian who now owns Annabelle along with Matt. But I didn't know he was a stand-up comedian, but he was so damn funny. I'm like, why am I in the scariest place I have ever been in my life? And I'm practically peeing my pants, laughing so hard as this guy is flying. I'm like, what a weird juxtaposition. So that is really because it was such a scary, dark place. And it was so funny. But some of the weirdest things happens on my way there to get to a location. I never know where I'm going, again, because for any of the shows, because I don't want to. I don't want to get that left lane involved. Zach, if I know a place, Zach won't have me go in and say what's happened. I'll stand outside and say, this is what I experienced. He doesn't want it like a reenactment or anything in the moment. But I mean, this was like the first time we're going, okay, you're flying to Scottsdale. I didn't know where I was going. So I flew to Phoenix, and I'm like, I was waiting. I go, I need an address. I'm not that good at psychic. I need a physical address. Like, oh yeah. Okay. We rented you a car. Here's an address. And I'm driving out in the middle of nowhere. I'm a city girl. I live in the middle of Hollywood, out past the beaten path, out past Scottsdale. I'm in little roads, and then there's not even a paved road. I'm on a dirt road. I'm like, I haven't seen people. This is so spooky. It's getting late. And then I pull up at this little adobe in the middle of nowhere, and where's the crew cars? Where's Zach's bus? There's nothing there. There is nothing there. And one little other tin can rental car like mine, and it was Justin, who is the tech right then. And so I'm getting out. He goes, don't get out of the car. I'm like, what? He goes, there's killer pigs everywhere. I'm like, yeah. They're called javelina. They're everywhere. They were here last night. They'll eat you. I'm like, and I'm sitting out grabbing my Google, and I'm like, javelina. Oh, and they're scary killer pigs. And I'm like sitting in my little tin can car going, okay, I'm watching out for killer. I'm going to sit here till they get here. And okay, no. And then he goes, oh yeah. And watch out for the scorpions. They're everywhere. I'm like, what? Yeah, scorpions. And he goes, oh, but don't worry. If in a black light, they glow in the dark. I'm like, I don't have a freaking black light. I'm in the middle of the desert with in a rental car. I don't. Okay, scorpions, killer pigs, javelina. Okay. And then I swear he was just doing this to me. He's getting ready to leave, and then wind whipped up like in perfect cue. And he goes, oh yeah. And then there's valley fever. I'm looking valley fever. It's in that part of Arizona, and I'm like, that gets in your body and gets killed. I'm like, oh my God, get me inside. Portals to hell, devils, demons. I don't care. Get me out of the killer pigs. And that's happened so many times. Another time we were Death Valley. We were doing Scotty's Castle, and they rented me a bigger car, which is good because it was windy through. I was in Death Valley where there's not even living plants. I hadn't seen another human in like an hour, and there was nobody on this 2-lane, and it was just like you were on Mars. And I'm like, I haven't seen. And then, you're in the middle of nowhere. You lose your cell service. It's like they couldn't even text me. My map wasn't working, and I'm just and I'm like, I'm going to get abducted. Nobody's ever going to know where I am. What if I get to this place and I didn't even have an address of the place? It was supposed to be some defunct ranger station. And then when my Apple Music went out, I was about jumped out of the room. Music, pitch dark, nothing living. Oh my God, I'm going to get abducted. And then I get to the little defunct ranger station, didn't have a real address. And again, nobody was there. I'm like, oh my God, they've all left. But luckily, again, they pulled up everything. I tend to be early. Not today, tend to be early, but as a rule, I tend to be early. So again, that's where all the crazy excitement happens. It's like getting to these places between airports and stuff. But it's always an adventure, and I love every second of it.
Well, and those are the things that people don't see. But I know if that were me, I would have been terrified because I don't like to be in the middle of nowhere with no cell service, no radio. I would have been freaking out. And then if you would have thrown killer pigs into it, I'm like, okay, this is the beginning of a horror movie. I'm out.
It is. It's a total horror movie. In the desert, of course. The sun's starting to go down. I'll never be seen again.
I'd be like, I'm going to be eaten by killer pigs. This is not fun.
It's a javelina. It's like,
oh, I'm going to have to look that up because I've never heard of them. I don't want anything to do with them.
okay.
Oh my gosh.
That's funny. So yeah. Those are some of the funniest stories. Again, that aren't on camera at all.
Mhm.
Oh, sorry, go ahead, Nate.
No, I was gonna say it usually tends to the funnier stuff happens when you're not filming and stuff like that half the time.
Yeah. Unless you're working with Matt Rife.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny to watch him too because he really got into the paranormal. And I saw you with him a couple of times, but he is terrified. He is really scared for wanting to do it. So I'm sure that has to be hilarious watching him and then having you being able to see things that he can't see.
Yeah, it is hysterical. But I thought, when they've got, the Warren estate and people are going, why is some comedian buying? It's like, no, he has been into the paranormal for a long time. That's not fair, but people are silly,
Yeah.
Well, and I think he's doing it the right way too. At least he's being respectful about it. He's not, some people just don't have I don't want to say mental capacity because that sounds horrible, but they don't have the respect that I think Annabelle needs.
Right. And they do. Elton does, Matt does. I've worked with them for years and they do.
Yeah. So in your opinion, because, you've had these abilities your whole life, has the spiritual world and the magic world always kind of collided, or was magic something that you fell in love with at a later time in life?
No, that's always been part of me. I think I was just born crazy like this. In that same little kid holding seances at 7 or 8, I would be in my little suburban backyard again, picking rosemary, picking mint, stuffing it in my mom's wallet, knowing it would give her more money and all in abundance. She didn't realize that. It's like, why are you putting dirt in my purse? No, that's not dirt. That's money. That's not money. That's leaves and plants. Like, no. And then years later, I study it. Yeah, I was right. Those are the attributes of these different plants and things. So I think we all used to have this beautiful intuition and connection with nature and the moon cycles and the planets. It's just gotten lost in our modern society, and our controlled light, our controlled air, our controlled everything. When we sleep, when we get up, none of it's natural anymore.
Yeah. And I'll say one of the things that I loved reading in your book, your first one, was that some of our daily routines we can turn into almost magic, and we don't even realize it. And the manifestation we can do by saying certain things. I know one of the examples you use is like, being on the toilet or washing your hands and the water and all of that. I think those are things that people need to get back to and might.
Yes, bring that magic. Yeah. Keeping salt in the bathrooms or this. We all have this magical release water cauldron. It's called a toilet. Everybody I know has one. It even goes the right way, the clockwise, the counterclockwise. And when we go to the bathroom, all of our lower chakras are open. That's just the fact, all those lower chakras. So if you want to get rid of a headache or an angst, we all go to the bathroom every day. A little pinch of salt before you sit on the toilet. You can release, when you release that angst or headache or sore knee, whatever it is. It flushes it down. It's magic. Put magic in your shower with a little salt, carve your soap, Sharpie your shampoo, charm your toothpaste. Bring it into not magic is something I do, it's magic is something you live.
Yeah. And I notice people that tend to do that are happier, and they do feel more relaxed and more in tune with nature. And I think people need to get back to that.
100%. Yes. Yes. Even just following moon cycles. Everybody knows, the crazy full moon, if you work in a hospital or police say, crazy full moon. We are 70% water. We are run by the tides. It makes us all. If you every day go, moon is On the full moon, do some magic. Ask for what you want. The 2 weeks the moon is waning or getting smaller, when you wake up in the morning, just go, what am I going to, I'm going to release something today that's not serving me. That's the time to go on a diet or quit smoking, or I'm not going to yell at my kids so much, or I'm not going to eat so many Twinkies. It doesn't matter. It'll be 10 times easier doing those 2 weeks of waning moon.
Yeah.
When you get down to the new moon, the dark moon, that's the time to go, what do I want now? Whether not what did I want last month, not what does the world want for me, just take stock, because that's what we do on the dark moon. And then the next 2 weeks of the waxing moon, getting bigger, you look out the window, you wake up in the morning, go, the moon is waxing. What do I want to add into my life? Anything from exercise to longer walks to more vegetables to lunch with your friends to more, wherever you start that as a morning awareness, no matter where in that cycle you start, within 2 weeks, you will notice the good stuff in your life gets better, faster with that grace and ease of the moon. And not the bad, but not good or bad, but what's no longer serving you falls away with the grace and ease of the moon. We've literally tapped into our 70% water body tides.
Yeah. And, one of the things I've always wanted to ask you, and I just never have in our conversations, is, there's this stigma sometimes when the word witch is used, whether it's good witch, bad witch, gray witch. There's so many different types of classifications. If there was one myth that you could erase about witches or witchcraft, what do you think that would be?
That we work with the devil or a devil or Satan. That's just like, I don't even believe in that. What are you talking about? I don't eat babies. It's magic is magic. You choose to do positive magic or negative magic. I choose positive magic because you live in that world. And I also believe you can get everything you want, and I have, from positive magic. So why would you do negative magic? Because not good or bad, heaven or hell, but you have to live in the world you create. People who do positive magic, that person doesn't like me, I'm going to just send them love. That's good. You're going to get it back. Versus people I know, and I have people I love who do darker magic. I respect them, but they start getting cranky. They get paranoid. I mean, even look at Ghost Adventures, the good witch, bad witch that Zach loved to do with me and Lady Snake. She would do all sorts of magic I wouldn't do. And sadly, and I'm not saying this is why or because she's a bad witch, but she's passed on. I'm sure she was younger than me. And again, I'm not saying that's why, but there's a toll to it. So versus good or bad or white or black. I like high vibration versus low vibration. Live in a high vibration.
Well, and people say that the higher vibration that you do live in makes it easier for that spiritual communication. Do you believe that that's true?
100%, yes. That's 100%. Yeah. Otherwise, you're getting the struggle, and you're getting the victim, and you're getting yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I'm a big believer on threefold. I'm like, if you put out positive love, you get positive love back. If you put out negativity, that's what the universe is going to give you back.
Cause and effect, action and reaction, the laws of three. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, go ahead, Nate. I keep feeling like I'm cutting you off, Nate. I'm so sorry.
I was just reiterating. I mean that's the way you got to live your life. Like if you're putting positive out there, you're only going to get positive back. So I totally believe 100% all of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and with the positivity, I feel like those are probably the spirits that connect with you more, are the ones that are on that higher vibration. Was there ever like a spirit that just really kind of touched you more than the rest, or one that like really changed your outlook or changed your life? I'm sure you probably come across the hundreds. So
yeah, lots. Again, I like the simple things that happen. Again, when I finally was able to connect with my mom, who was my best friend, and at first I couldn't. I'm like, why? I could talk to everybody else's mom, and I can't. But I went to see musical theater, and that was her. But the little things touched me. Like there was this young guy. He died very young, leaving his young wife and his young little toddler. And she sat there with his iPhone. It had 1,000 pictures on it, but she didn't know his iPhone code. And the spirit gave me the iPhone code so they could have 1,000 pictures for his child. And that to me is more touching than We danced in the house. It was just like, it was so beautiful. To get practical things and helpful things and heart things, that's what touches me every time.
Now, when someone passes, I'm trying to think of how to word this. When someone passes, is there like a time frame, almost like a transition that has to be kind of, that you have to wait before they can come and communicate? Because I know that sometimes families or people that have lost loved ones, they're like, oh, I keep asking for a sign and I'm getting nothing, and then it's like a couple months down the road something happens.
It's 40 days.
40 days.
It's 40. Sometimes the spirit will come to you, though. Oftentimes it's like, I had a dream, but it wasn't a dream when you're thinking that, and my mom or my dad came to me and said it was okay. But that 40 days is literally a transition time. It's planetary, actually. It's a planet from here to there. I don't even remember which planet. It's actually very biblical, too. Think about Lent is 40 days.
Yeah.
Jesus, 40 days. Moses, 40 days. Noah, 40 days. It's from here to there. It's that liminal space between. And I won't contact somebody during a seance or mediumship until that 40 days. Because they're busy in transition, that time, that liminal time between.
Yeah. And in that transition, like you said, if it's timeless there, they might not even realize how long it's been. And, we know it's 40 days, and to them, it could be 40 seconds. We really don't know until we get there.
Right. And again, it's interesting though. Sometimes they will come and kind of come to us, but I won't try to come to them. It's just give them that space, because no time and space. So.
Yeah. Now, you have written a couple different books.
Yeah.
And, I got one of them at Hanover Tavern, and I read it and I loved it. And it was easy to follow. It was easy to do the things that you had put in the book. Yes, I was actually going to get mine too, but I can't reach it from here. Yes. And it was such a good read, but it was very easy to follow how to do some of the spells, something as simple as abundance or, money, those kinds of things. And, what inspired you to write something like that? Because,
well, honestly, I spent more time unwriting it than writing it because I wanted simple. It's just words. I don't need to hear myself talk. I wanted it because we live in a fast world, a TikTok world, whatever. It's big fat books intimidate me. I wanted something you could pick it up. Every chapter is like a minute or two long. Oh, kitchen magic. Oh, my favorite protection magic. Oh, follow the moon. Oh, space clearing. I wanted it something simple like that. So I unwrote. I think I was just inspired working with people every day. I wanted to get those 30-second exercises in because we're so off balance right now. Those 30 seconds to fix anything. Put yourself into the 4 elements and what's your emotions, run your hands underwater, do some breathing if your head's all I wanted that in there. And so it's been a bestseller for 6 years. I self-published. And then this past year I brought out my doll craft because again, I wanted to combine my witchy world and my doll world. And I just figured we needed a really good, thorough book on dolls. Last year I'm a part of a book person. Intuition, this one, I don't talk about this one a lot because it's 20 women wrote this book. Women from all over, not necessarily paranormal women or spiritual women, it could be medical doctors and politicians. Our thoughts on intuition, because again, we need to reawaken our intuition. Like we said earlier, it gets so taught out of us and ignored, and we've turned into the zombies, phoned in, automatic pilot, by road, sleep at the wheel. No, bring that intuition back. We have it. We all have it.
Yeah. Nick, you need to read that book because there are things that I do that I see you out of the corner sometimes. I'm like, listen, I learned it from Patti. Katie Peak, she's in the chat too. There's things that we discuss sometimes, and she's like, "Did you get that from Patti's book?" I'm like, "I did." But it has, and she even mentioned, she said that book is her go-to for all things.
Thank you. That means the world. That's why I did it. I just want, again, all my years of working with people, I just see that we give away their power. We give away our power to other people. We give away our power to fear more than anything else. We give our way just limiting belief systems about ourselves, about life. Take it back. It's all there. It's all there.
Well, and one of the things that I know I love that you say, and it depends on who you talk to, because, each medium kind of does their own thing. They kind of have their own way of doing things. And there's some that say that everybody is gifted. You just have to awaken that part of you. And then there's some that, excuse my language, they say, oh, it's bullshit. You're born with it or you're not.
Everybody can learn it.
I figured.
Everybody can do it. We are born with it, but it again gets taught out of us in our all logic society, and you can learn it. That's why I started my school like 7 years ago. I would see all these other TV mediums charging thousands of dollars, which is fine, but I'm like, I couldn't have done that. I want something really affordable. So I started the online school. Literally $20 a class is the most you will pay. Less if you come more regularly. And to teach mediumship, psychic development, spell casting, past lives, health things, tarot. And I have teachers all over the world now, and it's all in Zoom, and it's my passion project. University Magicus, yeah. And we all have it in us.
Yeah. Yeah. And, I was on the website looking around, and you're right. All the classes are $20, and it's an array of different types of classes. It's many different instructors. And I like that it even kind of gives a little bit of the instructor background. So you can kind of pick who you feel you'll vibe with or who you're feeling that connection with. And I thought it was pretty cool. And you're right. There are some places that charge a lot, and not everybody has that kind of money. So I think that course, or any of the courses on the website, are really cool.
Thank you. And I'm sure a place for that. Some people want to pay a lot of money for whatever exclusivity, but I wanted everybody to have that. And yeah, I have the best teachers. And we can't even be a cult because we don't even all believe the same thing. I won't even let a teacher say this is the truth. They could say this is a truth or this is my truth. Yeah. I have a guy now in Italy, Ricaldo. He's teaches Italian strega match witchcraft. He's beautiful. It took 10 years till his English was good enough, and now it is. And so he teaches. We have a guy in Brazil teaching Brazilian magic. We have, Reiki people, astrology people. I don't know. It's really sweet. So everybody should be able to afford to do that if you really want to. The $20 or less, yeah. And we have hundreds now. We've been doing it so long that if I don't have a class coming up, we have a library of hundreds of classes. You could, that same $20, go buy one of my earlier mediumship series or past life series or familiar series or elemental series.
Well, and I know that you're very busy, and like I said, I'm excited that you're coming to the Underworld Culture Con, but you have so many more events that are going on throughout the year. So if somebody is trying to find where they can come see you, come get a book, what are some of the things you have coming up?
I have a lot of things coming up. Again, this is one of 3 pages.
Oh my gosh. You do have a lot.
In 2 weeks, I'm going to ObscuraCon at Eureka Springs, Arkansas. My first time there. I'm very excited. Then I'm headed right to New Orleans for New Orleans Paracon. That's a first-year show that's going to be really good, July 30th through August 3rd. Then I'm coming back to LA. I'm doing Midsummer Scream, which is a big convention in Long Beach. And I'm working with Winchester Mystery House. I'm doing 2 seances. The first one sold out fast, and they're going to start carrying my books in the Mystery House, and I'm working with them. And then I'm headed right up to Virginia City to do investigations, Haunted Doll Tea Party at Mackey Mansion, one of the most haunted cities in the world, Virginia City, one of the most haunted buildings, Mackey Mansion. Coming back to do something in LA. Then Pennsylvania, I'm doing the Underworld, and that same weekend, I'm doing Pennhurst.
You're doing both.
They're only 2 hours apart.
They are.
God. Yeah, I was talking to Larissa and everybody. Yeah. The other one came in, and I'm like, well, no, I'm already doing Underworld, but this other one was such a good opportunity. And I found out they're 2 hours apart, and it's scheduled both. Luckily, Underworld scheduled. They moved up my Saturday class to slightly earlier in the day, so I'll have time. And my Pennhurst is only Saturday from like 3 in the afternoon to 2 in the morning, couple hours sleep, get back for my next class. So that's going to be a crazy. So Scranton to Penhurst, Penhurst to Scranton, Scranton to Penhurst.
Oh my gosh. Well,
And
and
it gets busy for the Halloween holidays.
Oh yeah.
oh, I can only imagine. Well, and for anybody that does want to come see Patti at the CultureCon, we are running the website at the bottom of the screen. It is gounderworld.com, and you can purchase tickets, which will get you into the event to see Patti and several other different celebrities that will be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have CJ Graham, we've got Tony Moran, oh gosh, we've got Junko Bailey, Nancy Ann. We got so many different people that it's going to be a great mixture of horror, paranormal, metaphysical, urbex. So it's kind of like a little bit for everybody. And then the tickets to your different events are also on there too. So you just have to go to tickets, scroll down a little bit, and you'll be able to see all the things that Patti is doing.
So come play with us. Like, these live rare opportunities are rare and really fun. So it's going to be great and at a cool place. So
yeah, I'm really excited about the location. I didn't know it was haunted, and I didn't know it was an old trade station until after the fact. And I think where we're set up is where the terminology I don't remember, but it's like the pad where everybody would wait for the train to pull up and then they would get on. I think I could be wrong, but I think that's where all of like our tables and booths are going to be. So it's going to be really, really cool. I'm excited for the energy that's going to be there.
Yeah, that's going to be great. Because again, train stations are magic anyway. So this will be old and the history there. So yeah, it's going to be fun.
Yeah. Well, I know that we're almost coming to our time, but I have one question. One final question. It might be hard, but for people who know you and for future people who will hear your name, what is something that you hope that when they hear your name that they always remember?
Oh, that is so sweet. That if they hear my name, I want them to remember that they are in charge of their life and they can be anything that they believe it can be.
That should be a shirt.
Yeah.
You can be anything you believe you can be. And I wholeheartedly believe that. You know, if you read my book, I was supposed to be dead a long time ago. I gave up getting sick instead. With health and wealth and love and everything, we have the power. Just take it back.
I love that. I do. Nate?
Yes. Oh, there's one thing I know we didn't talk about, and you are also the vice president of Paraflix.
Yes, I am.
There used to be shows everywhere on TV you would look, and now there's not many out there.
There isn't. That's why we started it. It was about 7 years ago. I don't know why I started my podcast, The Witching Hour. I started the school, University Magicus, and we started Paraflix. I'm one of the founding partners. I'm vice president. It's Natalie and me and Nick and Nick and Sebastian. But we, especially then, we'd already seen everything 12 times on Travel Channel and on Discovery. It's like I've seen them all enough times. YouTube is too hard. You can't navigate it like a Netflix or an Amazon. So that's why we came up with Paraflix. It basically the same app as the Netflix uses. You have all the things, and Amazon. We're just like the big kids, and now we're on all the platforms like the big kids, Roku and Fire Stick, and so yeah. And we wanted to have an opportunity for content creators. There's so much content out there, and give everybody watching it something new to watch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's cheap. Everything else has gotten so expensive. Netflix is $4.99 a month as compared to like $14, $15.
Yes.
And there's a little bit of everything on there too. Like you've got paranormal shows. I know
horror. There's a couple of great horror. Yeah, that you're not going to get lots of other places. It's really.
And I have to give a shout out because Our Haunted Lives is still on there from David Taylor. Him and Christy, they had, I think, 9 seasons on there. And them having that show is actually how I met David and Christy, was being on one of the episodes on Paraflix. So You guys have to go watch them because David and Chrissy are fantastic. I
Yeah.
love them both, and I miss David every day.
We miss David every day. You know, we do our Paraflix Pops, Natalie and I, every Wednesday at 5:30 Pacific. It's like a little 10-minute, this is what's come. These are what we're launching. This is what's coming up. We end every one with in honor of David, our haunted ones. And, Christy, I check in her whenever I can. She's like in Florida doing her thing, but I miss her too. I just want to talk to her more.
I know. And they were such a great dynamic. Like, I used to call them the dynamic duo because they fed off of each other so well, and they were hilarious.
Yes.
And David is actually the reason why I got to meet you so many years ago. So I miss him a lot. And we actually, even at Underworld, we're going to have his picture on our table. And we've done that at a couple of different places. We did it at Gettysburg, Mysteries of the Fort. So we still try to pay tribute to David when we can. So
we love him, and I'm sure he's coming to everyone. He's still.
I hope so.
Nothing dies. He just lost his little meat suit. That's it.
He did.
Just lost his meat suit.
His meat suit.
Yeah.
Spirits don't die. Science has proven that. Religion has proven that. Mm-hmm. Energy can't go away. Mm-hmm. Just the meat suit.
Mm-hmm. So before we go, can you tell everybody where they can find you, how to get to Paraflix?
Yes.
Because for anybody, I am going to list all the websites so that you guys can find her. I will list the website for the Academy as well, so you can look for classes. So we'll post all that after the show is done. But if you're listening, Patti, go ahead.
Yeah, the easiest way to find me is pattinegri.com. It's really simple. And from that, you can get to the university, you can get to Paraflix, you can get to my podcast, The Witching Hour, you can get to my YouTube with hundreds of videos and little how to do this spell and how to do that and how to clear your house and how to talk to the dead, all free. And you can even get merch, get a little dragon necklace, get a dragon for yourself. You can get my books. My dollcraft you can get everywhere. Old World Magic you can get on Amazon or my website, ebook, audiobook, or print. Paraflix is paraflix.com. The school is universitymagicus.com or magicu.org. But again, pattinegri.com is kind of a catch-all. And please go to my social media. We have to do that, whether we like it or not. Mm-hmm. I'm Patti.Negri on Instagram, Patti Negri Psychic Medium on Facebook, and just Patti Negri everywhere else. So, please follow.
And don't forget, you do TikTok too.
I do TikTok too. I do TikTok. I do Blue Sky. I do even LinkedIn. I do it all. We got to do what we got to do. It's a new world, right? And again, for Miss Non-Technical B, I do the best I can.
And you seem to do pretty good. And it sounds like you need a vacation soon because you are crazy busy.
Yeah, I took today, and what reason I'm late was kind of almost a part of a hooky day. It was part of a press thing for my publicist, and opening of a mummies exhibit at downtown, but we got stuck in traffic. And then tonight I'm going to the Hollywood Bowl, so it's almost like a half a day off with this beautiful podcast in between.
Well, thank you for fitting this in. And yes, you were supposed to be next week, and that was my fault. My aunt bought tickets to go to a serial killer speakeasy. Ooh. And it starts right when the podcast. I'm like, I have to call Patti really quick.
And that's fine. So, again, I just apologize for getting this one back in time, and I didn't know what time, and I didn't have my stuff.
No, I'm glad you were able to fit us in. But I hope you have a wonderful time at the ball tonight. Thank you so much for being a guest on the show. We absolutely loved it. And I cannot wait to see you in September.
I'm going to see you. Give big hugs. Thank you both. Thank you for having me on. Keep up the good work that you are both doing and that you're doing in Underworld. Thank you. We need these good people in our crazy paranormal world. So thank you.
Thank you. And for everyone watching, we do have our episode dropping tomorrow at 9:00 on YouTube. And until then, we will see you guys later. Patti, thank you so much. And everyone have a great night.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Get out. Help.